knows? Who knows what Adam was out there doing? I guarantee you Adam was out there naming all the animals. He was like, alright, this is going to be a tiger, this is going to be a dove, this is going to be the fierce crocodile. And then Eve came up to him and she said, here, honey, let me show you something I got from the garden. She didn't tell him about some snake. Said to eat this apple. Come on, eat this apple, Adam, and you will know right from wrong. You will be enlightened. And so he eats, and then as soon as he eats, he becomes aware of the fact that he is naked. Both of them. God comes up to him and says, oh God, what did you do? What did you do? He casts him out of paradise. This walled garden, no harm. Everything was theirs. They could do whatever they wanted. They could have sex all day. They could eat all day. It was pure pleasure. No suffering. And so what happens is he becomes aware of his nakedness. And by becoming aware of that, he realizes how vulnerable he is. And by him being vulnerable, he can be harmed. And he can harm other people. The knowledge of good and evil. What is the most evil that you can do? It's malevolent. It's knowing how to make someone else suffer and causing that to them. And so he becomes aware and they get cast out. And it's this self-conscious. That's literally a story of how someone becomes self-conscious. I mean, you can look at it in many stories. It's very parallel to very similar stories. The story of the Buddha walking out. He was in a paradise, and then he walks out and he sees an old man and he says, Father, what is that? Or he said to his guard or whatever, he says, what is that? And he says, that's a man. He's like, well, I'm a man. He's like, right, you'll get old and die one day. He never knew of death. He didn't know what death was. He didn't know what pain or suffering was. He becomes self-conscious. So just like a little baby, very unconscious in the beginning, and then as time goes on, what happens? He becomes aware that he has the ability to harm people, that he can be hurt, that he can judge, that he can ridicule, that he has needs, that he has desires. And see, you grow up and we get away from this childlike state of bliss. Ignorance is bliss. And so anxiety causes you to be very, very aware of the fact that other people can cast you out. You can be cast out of this tribe, man. You can be cast out of paradise just for being how you are. So that's a very cool realization, God, because look, anxiety stems from that. Thinking I'm not good enough. And that's part of the reason that we avoid knowing ourselves. The video last night is like we continue to run and distract from just being, like, sit there and be present. That's you. Take a deep breath with me. Conscious breath. Here we go. That's you. You keep running from that because during that discovery, you can discover some pretty deep shit that you've been putting off your entire life. Some stuff that you don't really like about yourself. And that's that. It's got to be, you think about that. Why are you afraid to approach the girl? Well, now you're self-conscious. The eyes are on you. Your own eyes are on you. That's why presence is important, because in the present state, you're not thinking about the fear of the future. You're not thinking about the regrets of the past. You're able to articulate the present. You're able to be in the present. But it's only there if you get out of that self-consciousness. So it's a return back to the childlike state. The kingdom of heaven is here. See you guys soon.